Fuck. Fuck.
In this video, I'll show you how MrBeast came within 2 hours of postponing the entire show, how my company Electra could have came in and saved the day for MrBeast, and how much money he would have lost if they had to postpone the shoot for even one day. Let's go. My name's Jake. I'm a 24-year-old recent college graduate, and I've been developing Electra for the last 4.5 years to help people, consequently, like MrBeast, who are fighting with muscle pain. And the reason I started it is because my mom was facing exact problems like you're gonna see that MrBeast had within this video that almost canceled the entire Beast Games shoot. This has led to us raising over hundreds of thousands of dollars and even getting in contact with the MrBeast team for him to try our product. But the whole point is to help with muscle recovery and to help relieve pain. And in this video, you see exactly how we did that and how well it worked. I was contestant 329 on Beast Games, and we started in a massive stadium, in Allegiant Stadium, kind of like this one, about 100 times bigger. And then all the way to the platforms in Toronto, where they built an entire airport hangar to host the show. And you'll see where MrBeast is laying down in pain is directly on those platforms, the exact same place that we were standing throughout the entire filming of the show. And it was an absolutely surreal experience, and going back and watching and seeing that he was in so much pain before and put on such a great performance, it's actually kind of astounding to see. But let's see what really happened through the background of what Colin and Samir had posted on YouTube. Now, from Colin and Samir's video, you can see that MrBeast was laying down on the entire stage right next to where we were standing on the platforms, and they said that it was 2 hours before the shoot, which meant that they almost had to postpone the entire thing. And his back was so messed up that he couldn't move. Every single time that he tried to even turn, he was wincing in pain, he was yelling out, and he couldn't even sit up. He specifically said that his latissimus dorsi, that's your muscle right here, was so tight that every single time he was moving, it felt like he was getting the wind knocked out of him. Now, within the video, they had said that he was literally just sitting down, not doing anything for up to 30 to 40 minutes at a time on this platform. And people didn't know what to do because, again, if they would have had to postpone the shoot for even one day, he could potentially have lost millions of dollars, and we're gonna find out exactly how much here in a second. And imagine if there was something that could have helped him throughout this entire process. They tried a bunch of different modalities and different techniques, but nothing worked, which almost led to the end of the show before it even started. Not to get too sciencey, but they had to give him something called an analgesic, and they gave him Voltaren gel. And the problem with this is MrBeast has to be super energetic throughout the entire duration of the videos, and when he used the Voltaren gel, brought down his energy levels for the entire shoot, so he wasn't able to be 100%.
Okay, the state I'm in, I can't film. I can't even move without grunting.
What I can do is I can put like Voltaren gel on it. That's like an analgesic as well.
Okay.
And then that will kind of like not make you drowsy, right? And
anything to where I just don't want to feel my left leg.
And what stinks is that these type of analgesics that they're using are invasive to the body. So they manipulate the way that the brain works invasive. And what that means is his cognitive function wasn't at 100%, which means that he wasn't able to do the absolute best job to make the best show, even though the show did come out absolutely perfect. So go watch it on Amazon Prime. Now, in a best case scenario, what they could have gotten him was something that was an analgesic type product, but was non-invasive. So it had none of those invasive side effects that the Voltaren gel has that they had given him to help get him back on track to shoot the best show in TV history. The other problem is when you take these analgesics, there's long-term effects. They can cause drowsiness, they can cause cognitive function problems, they can cause a ton of different side effects that are detrimental to your overall health and your body. But having something like Electra completely mitigates that risk and creates the same benefits that MrBeast could have had to make the best show ever without having the drowsiness and other negative side effects. Nothing that they were doing was working, and they were getting more and more increasingly nervous. You can see it in the video that they might have to postpone the shoot and lose millions of dollars throughout that entire process. And MrBeast didn't seem like he was getting better at all, and everyone was frantic because this was, again, remember, 2 hours up into the shoot. I remember they pulled us out of our hotels onto the buses, and we were on our way to the shoot itself. They pulled up to a parking lot. There were 21 buses. You can see from Colin and Samir's video.
Those are 21 buses full of 1,000 contestants.
It'll take an hour and a half just to get them onto the podiums, to get everyone fed, to get them a bathroom break. All of that's gonna take like another 2 hours. So probably like 3 or 4 p.m. right now, and I know they're trying to shoot this opening challenge tonight. It might be a long night.
1,000 cameras, 1,000 contestants. Shut up.
This is the winner bus over here.
One of us. And I was in one of those buses. They made us wait for what felt like an extra 3 to 4 hours, and nobody had any idea. We thought they were just setting up production, kind of like these buses. But it turned out the reason that we were in the buses so long was because they were trying to find a way to help MrBeast just to be able to get the shoot done in the first place.
Can I have someone come to the stage? Jimmy's just having some back pain. Someone could come talk to him.
And leading up to this, it didn't seem like they were gonna be able to fix MrBeast back before the shoot started. Shout out to Colin and Samir because they got an entire behind the scenes look at Beast Games. As a contestant, I thought I had the full behind the scenes, but MrBeast let Colin, Samir, and the rest of their team bring all of their cameras and go through the entire process of what it was like behind the games. And that was the reason that they were able to capture MrBeast being in pain in the first place within their video. They got to see the entire airport hangar. They saw every single second leading up to the show, and that's what included MrBeast getting hurt. From them having to use some fake money in the shoot to what more of the personalities are of the characters behind the scenes. It was a pretty cool look to be able to see what that was like. In a lot of the scenes, they were talking to him about how in pain his back was. They saw the entire process of how they went about fixing it, and then after that, they even showed how MrBeast's back was feeling throughout the entire rest of the 50-minute documentary. They also had a breakdown of all the gear they used, all the space that they had rented out, and the world records list that they had broken, which is over 40 throughout the entire duration of the show. And I was happy to be a part of MrBeast's coolest shot that he got in the entire history of his channel, which you can see right here. But the most interesting part was when they captured the major problem that MrBeast had that almost ruined the entire show before it was even shot. In order to try and solve MrBeast's problem, they had to get literally every single world-renowned medic all around Toronto to try and solve this back problem. I mean, they had an entire army of people trying to fix what was going on, but the solution was right under their nose the entire time. Well, I guess right behind them on the platforms the entire time. And the problem was they didn't want to give any pain medicine, which would be an immediate fix to his problem, because that would have side effects. Like, it would make him very drowsy and not even able to shoot at the highest and best ability to make the best show possible. So they were trying to weigh every single situation and see what they would use to help MrBeast to make sure that the show must go on. And that would make it even more difficult because we were shooting around 10 hours to 12 hours per day, and I wasn't even doing any of the talking. But MrBeast had to talk almost literally the entire time, so I could only imagine what that process would have been like if he was talking for 10 to 12 hours a day, but he also had to take this drowsy medication, so he wasn't feeling 100% the entire time as well. The couple things that they had tried doing, number one was stretching.
We've done 0 things. How has this happened?
I don't know. I don't know.
Right now.
Oh, I mean, I'm sorry, man. How you want me to massage you?
Look towards that. Oh, fuck.
This is the rising action conflict in Colin Samir's video right here.
People are gonna think this is staged, and I'm in a drama queen. I've literally never had this happen before.
And they tried stretching to see if they could just pretty much open up the muscle so MrBeast would be good to go. But the problem they kept running into is every single time they would stretch the muscle, it felt like he was getting the wind knocked out of him. And it ended up being more detrimental than anything else that they had tried, or just leaving it alone in the first place. Because the big thing that he needed was something to help massage his muscles and relax his muscles so he wouldn't be continuing to wince in pain and just sitting on this stage, not being able to do anything at all. Because this entire time, everyone's frantically trying to prep for the shoot at the same time throughout this video of Colin and Samir's. They also used a Theragun.
That's what I pulled. Holy shit.
Okay, just try to take a deep breath in.
And it's been pretty proven that percussive therapy, especially the Theragun, is not good in situations where you have to use something to help relax the muscles, because his muscles kept spazzing over and over and they kept tightening more and more. And something like a Theragun would just make it more detrimental and cause potentially internal problems and long-term effects that he would bring with him, not just past the show, but potentially for the rest of his life. Which is why something like this would be amazing, because he would be able to wear it 24/7, and we'll get more into this in a little bit. If they weren't able to fix this problem, it would have ruined the entire show and lost MrBeast millions of dollars. in just one day. And imagine how much it would have set production back and cost for the entire budget of the show if MrBeast was out for another 2, 3, 4 days at a time. He wouldn't have been able to film, and when he was filming, his energy levels would be so low, they wouldn't be able to get the high S-tier level content that they like to make in their videos, and especially a $100 million budgeted show. Let's face it, pauses cause more time, and time is everything in a massive production in something like Beast Games. My company, Electra's durability and precision could have been there in the moment to save the day for not just MrBeast, but the entire production of Beast Games. Because once the shoot starts, it's going for 24 hours a day. Whether they're prepping, planning, shooting, getting contestants where they need to be to start the shoot itself, there's a ton of moving puzzle pieces that go into the entire process of setting up something like this massive production. And you can see all of that in the behind the scenes video. There was always a camera running, there was no delays, there was no interruptions. There was always something that was going on that MrBeast continuously had to be a part of, whether he was on camera shooting or behind the scenes playing the next shot itself. And if he wasn't able to be 100% in every single situation, this would have cost him millions of dollars right then and there, but it also could have cost him tens of millions of dollars to over $100 million in post-production if the show didn't come out how he had wanted it, because he wasn't at 100% capacity, because he was having these continuous back muscle problems. And Electra could have saved all of this. Let me show you exactly how it works. Imagine this, you're deep into filming the Beast Games high stakes intensity production, and then all of a sudden, pain strikes. An insane muscle spasm in your back that keeps you from being able to do anything. Enter Electra, a device that you can wear 24/7 to help with those muscle strains and pains like MrBeast had, and keep you working at your best 24/7. It's lightweight and wireless, so all you have to do is put the tape on where you would need it and snap this pod in, and you're ready to rock and roll within seconds. It combines kinesiology tape with a patented technology that we created to help relieve muscle pain, like MrBeast had. There's no wires, there's no bulky gear. MrBeast literally just would have had to put the tape on, put the pod on, and press start, and he was ready to rock and roll with immediate relief so he could get back to doing what he does best, make video bangers. If MrBeast had Electra, he would not have had to slow down or pause any filming at all. Muscle spasms gone within minutes without medication. Movement unrestricted, no downtime, no delays. Time saved, priceless. It would have even stayed secure throughout his entire process of actively filming the show. Like, he could have worn this, and it's so small that nobody would have even been able to see or notice that it was there throughout the entire duration. So they can ensure that there was no opportunity for them to lose any more money. And the coolest part was it's also non-invasive. So it doesn't have all those problems and side effects that what they ended up actually using had. With Electra, MrBeast could have powered through every single intense moment of Beast Games filming production, and this thing is not going anywhere. All you do is peel it off, stick it on, and it moves as efficiently as you do. Now, I want to break down how much it would have cost MrBeast for even just one day if he didn't have something like Electra that would have kept him from being 100% and having to postpone shooting for even one day. Let's do a little bit of a cost breakdown.
All right, so me and Jake ran some calculations on how much money MrBeast would have lost if he had to postpone the games for one day.
The crew cost came out to $75,000. The equipment rentals came out to $100,000. The set and location cost came out to $45,000. Contestant accommodations and per diem came out to $200,000. Logistics came out to $80,000. Opportunity cost came out to $800,000. And miscellaneous came out to $8,000, which brings our total that MrBeast would have lost by postponing the shoot by even one day if he wasn't able to use Electra to help with his back and muscle spasms was $1,308,000 that he would have lost in just one day that Electra could have helped him save. And that's a story of how Beast Games, the largest competition show ever, almost went down faster than a gamer rage quitting a speed run. If Electra had been able to step in, we would have been the cheat code that MrBeast didn't even know that he needed, saving him his millions, time, and probably his sanity. Honestly, it's kind of ironic. A guy named Beast almost got taken down by something as small as a muscle spasm, but at the same time, they couldn't figure out how to solve it, but the answer was in my hand the entire time. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.